People think Las Vegas is about neon lights, cheap thrills, and the promise of hitting it big. But the real story is something most people don't notice until they step off the plane, walk onto the strip, and feel that first wave of shock. Because Vegas today isn't the Vegas you remember. Returning visitors are stunned by what greets them. The prices, the atmosphere, the subtle but undeniable shift in the city's soul. It's not just about gambling anymore. It's about how the entire experience has been re-engineered, reshaped, and repackaged for a new kind of traveler. And here's the twist. The changes aren't advertised. They're hidden in plain sight. You don't see them in glossy brochures or flashy commercials. You only notice them when you're back in Vegas, standing in the middle of it all, realizing something feels different, and not in a good way. Today, we're breaking down what returning Vegas visitors notice immediately. The story isn't about nostalgia. It's about economics, policy, and power, and how the city that once promised escape now delivers something far more complicated. If you've ever stepped back into Las Vegas after a few years away and felt that strange mix of excitement and unease, you're not imagining it. Thousands of people are noticing the same thing. Tourists who once came for the cheap buffets and the thrill of the slots now find themselves staring at receipts that feel more like mortgage payments. Consumers who thought they were buying into a weekend of fun discover hidden fees stacked on top of every transaction. Middle-class families who saved for months to afford a getaway realize the city they remembered has shifted under their feet. And first-time visitors, wide-eyed and hopeful, quickly learn that the Vegas they saw in movies doesn't quite exist anymore. This isn't nostalgia talking, it's recognition. You notice it the moment you check into your hotel, the resort fee that wasn't there years ago, the parking charge that used to be free, the bottled water in your room that costs more than a fast food meal. You look around and think, was it always like this? And the answer is no. Returning tourists describe the same moment of disbelief. They remember when Vegas felt like a bargain, when you could stretch a few $100s into a weekend of entertainment. Now, the math doesn't add up. Drinks are pricier, shows are steeper, and even the casual stroll down the strip feels engineered to drain your wallet. Consumers feel it too. Vegas markets itself as a playground, but the reality is closer to a carefully designed funnel. Every step you take, every attraction you pass, is built to capture spending. The slot machines aren't just games. They're data-driven systems designed to maximize time and money. The restaurants aren't just meals, they're branded experiences with price tags that climb higher each year. For the middle class, the recognition cuts deeper. Vegas used to be the escape, the place where you could forget about bills, jobs, and stress. Now, it feels like those very pressures follow you into the city. You notice the way every transaction reminds you of home. The rising costs, the shrinking value, the sense that you're paying more but getting less. Families who once saw Vegas as a treat now wonder if it's worth the sacrifice. And for first-time visitors, the recognition is almost immediate. They arrive expecting glamour, expecting the cinematic Vegas of bright lights and endless fun. But within hours, they realize the city has changed. The strip feels more corporate, less spontaneous. The magic is still there, but it's buried under layers of commercialization. They look around and think, this isn't what I pictured. That's the emotional recognition we're talking about. It's not just about money. It's about atmosphere. It's about the way Vegas feels different, colder, sharper, more calculated. You notice it in the crowds, in the way people move, in the way conversations sound. The laughter feels thinner, the excitement more forced. Thousands of returning visitors share the same stories. They talk about the shock of paying $25 for a cocktail. They talk about the disappointment of realizing their favorite show is gone, replaced by a corporate-sponsored spectacle. They talk about the frustration of hidden fees that pile up until the trip feels less like a vacation and more like a financial trap. And here's the part that hits hardest. You're not alone in feeling this. That moment of recognition, that sense that Vegas has shifted, is shared across demographics. Tourists, consumers, middle-class families, first-time visitors. Everyone notices it. Everyone feels it. Vegas used to promise escape. Now, it delivers a reminder of how the economy has changed, A reminder of how corporations reshape culture. A reminder that even in the city of illusions, reality finds a way to break through. So if you've ever walked down the strip and thought, something's different, you're right. If you've ever sat at a blackjack table and felt less excitement than you remembered, you're right. If you've ever looked at your bill and wondered how it got so high, you're right. Thousands of people are noticing the same thing. And today, we're going to break down exactly why. People think Las Vegas is still the city of cheap thrills, where you could walk into a casino with a pocket full of cash and walk out with memories that didn't break the bank. For decades, Vegas was known for affordability wrapped in glamour. The deal was simple. You came for the lights, the shows, the food, and the chance at luck. And in return, you got more value than you paid for. Buffets were endless, rooms were discounted, and the city promised escape for everyone, not just the wealthy. But somewhere along the way, the rules quietly changed. The promise of accessibility gave way to a reality of extraction. What was once a playground for the masses has become a finely tuned machine designed to maximize margins. Returning visitors feel it instantly. The strip looks the same, but the math behind it has shifted. The illusion of cheap fun has been replaced by a system that filters audiences, separating those who can afford the new Vegas from those who cannot. On the surface, you see rising fees, resort charges, parking costs, inflated drink prices. But that's just the symptom. Behind the scenes, corporate consolidation rewrote the rules. Mega companies bought out independent casinos, standardized fees, and turned Vegas into a corporate laboratory. For visitors, this means every dollar is stretched thinner. For locals, it means fewer independent employers. For corporations, it means profit streams that grow even when tourism slows. You notice fewer staff, longer lines, slower service. Automation and cost-cutting replaced human labor. Casinos discovered they could save millions by reducing staff and shifting responsibilities. For visitors, it means less personal service. For locals, fewer jobs. For corporations, efficiency at the expense of experience. Tourism feels different too. Less family-friendly, more segmented. Vegas shifted its target audience. Instead of catering to the masses, it now designs experiences for high-spending elites, conventions, and international tourists. For visitors, nostalgia fades. For locals, cultural identity shifts. For corporations, higher margins and global branding. Take the Mirage. It used to represent affordable luxury and family-friendly entertainment. Now it's corporate rebranding, higher fees, and a focus on elite clientele. Downtown Las Vegas once represented gritty charm and local ownership. Now it's redevelopment, corporate investment, and rising costs. Even nightlife has shifted. What used to be spontaneous fun with cheap drinks is now curated experiences, bottle service, and exclusivity. None of this is failure. It's business logic. Here's the part nobody says out loud. Vegas isn't dying. It's optimizing. The rising costs aren't mistakes. They're filters. The city is deliberately reshaping its audience. It's not broken. It's redesigned for elite users. Vegas isn't expensive because it failed. It's expensive because it succeeded. Every fee, every policy, every shift in atmosphere is part of a larger design to transform Vegas from mass entertainment into elite entertainment. So the real question is Vegas still the city of escape, or has it become the city of exclusion? If you've experienced Las Vegas recently, tell me in the comments. Did it feel like the old version you remember, or something entirely different? Your stories matter because they reveal the truth behind the illusion. And if you want more deep dives into the hidden realities shaping American life, subscribe for more investigations like this.